You know that feeling when you scroll through endless kayak listings, see a sleek 12-foot silhouette, read a paragraph about premium pedal drive, and then wonder whether you're about to waste a weekend on a paddleless, wobbling mess? I've been there buying a kayak that looked perfect on paper, only to end up with a boat that barely fits my cooler and makes the pedal system feel like a novelty. That's why I'm breaking down the Old Town Ocean Malibu Pedal Solo Sighten Top, so you can sidestep that disappointment before you spend a dime. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, this is a solo-only, pedal-driven Sighten Top model, which already narrows the audience. If you're a family-oriented paddler who needs a tandem or a wide, stable platform for kids, you'll probably feel cramped. But if you're a solo explorer who wants to cover a few miles without breaking a sweat, the pedal drive is the main attraction. The Malibu's 12-foot length puts it in the sweet spot, long enough for decent tracking on flat water, short enough to launch from a modest ramp or even a beach. What makes the pedal system different from a standard foot prop or a simple paddle is the ability to keep your hands free. On a sunny day out on a lake, I've found myself reaching for a fishing rod, a camera, or a snack without having to pause and crank a paddle. The 3 flush mount rod holders, 2 behind the seat and 1 forward-facing, really shine for anglers. You can mount a lightweight spinning rod behind you for trolling, then swing a second rod forward for casting. In practice, that means you can stay on the water longer, switching between a gentle pedal cruise and a quick bite without scrambling for gear. Comfort is another real-world factor that often gets glossed over in spec sheets. The Malibu uses Old Town's Element beach seating, which is adjustable and breathable. I spent a solid 3-hour stretch fishing along the coast, and the seat stayed cool even when the sun was high. The adjustment lets you shift the seat forward or back, which is useful if you're hauling a larger cooler or a tackle box in the stern tankwell. Speaking of the tankwell, it's larger than you might expect for a Sighten Top kayak. I was able to slide a 15-quart cooler, a dry bag, and a small folding chair into it, then still have room for a spare life jacket. That extra volume is a hidden trade-off. You gain storage without compromising the low-profile Sighten Top feel, but you also add a little weight that can affect acceleration from a stand-up start. If you're planning to launch from a beach, give yourself a few extra steps. Now, let's talk about the accessory tracks. There are 2 18-inch tracks on either side of the cockpit, designed for quick add-ons like a fish finder mount, a cup holder, or a small dry box. I clipped a compact marine GPS onto the right-hand track, and it stayed snug even when I pedaled up a mild current. The tracks are flush with the hull, so they don't catch on weeds or create drag, which is a subtle but practical advantage if you're navigating shallow marshes. The downside? Those tracks are limited to 18 inches, so anything larger than a small box won't fit without additional brackets. If you're hoping to mount a full-size cooler on the side, you'll need to improvise. Performance-wise, the pedal drive delivers about 2.5 miles per hour on calm water, which feels steady enough for fishing but not exhilarating for a race-a-day mindset. The key benefit is consistency. You can maintain that speed without the arm fatigue that comes from long paddling sessions. I tried the Malibu on a light windrift lake, the pedal system held its line, and the kayak tracked straight without much steering correction. When the wind picked up, the pedal drive gave me enough thrust to stay on course, but I noticed the kayak's hull, being relatively flat, started to chatter a little in choppy conditions. It's not a deal-breaker for most recreational paddlers, but if you plan to tackle rougher surf or whitewater, a Sighten Top pedal kayak might feel too twitchy. Who should buy this? Think of solo anglers, photographers, or anyone who wants to stay hands-free while covering moderate distances on flat water, lakes, or gentle rivers. The storage capacity and rod holders make it a practical companion for a day of casting and cruising. It also works well for wildlife watchers who need to move quietly. Pedaling is quieter than paddling, and the low profile lets you get closer to shy birds without spooking them. Who should skip it? If you need a kayak for heavy surf, long ocean passages, or you're looking for a tandem experience, the Malibu isn't the right fit. The pedal system adds mechanical complexity, which means a bit more maintenance than a simple paddle. I found the pedal crank easy to disassemble for a quick wipe, but the bearings will eventually need lubrication, something you have to factor into the upkeep budget. Also, if you're on a very tight budget, the pedal drive pushes the price.